that you're triggered. And what we mean by a trigger is just anything that pulls you out of your heart, pulls you into an emotional response that, if we're honest, really originates in our wounding. So in our formative years, in our younger years, we have experiences that may or may not have been traumatic. And I'm not a psychologist, so I'm not going to go into a breakdown of trauma and what's going on in the psyche, but we all have formative experiences as babies, toddlers, children. That much I can say confidently that I know to be true, right? And in that, we make decisions about how the world is. We make decisions about whether or not we are loved, whether or not we act in a certain way and we get validation. And we learn really well how to manipulate. And if you think about it, as humans, we're like these little helpless creatures. When you look at a horse that's just been born, a few minutes later, it's like running around, it'll fall over. But it's definitely a lot more self-sufficient than we are when we're babies, right? We're like these little nuggets, just completely dependent on someone else. So it makes sense that we learn how to manipulate to get what we need, right? And so we don't really learn. I mean, hopefully we learn through experience and people teaching us and sharing powerful examples with us, to be honest. But it is so our default to manipulate. It is so our default to go for a smaller goal because that creates less tension. And that wouldn't put us in the position of tall poppy syndrome being the target of that, to tell someone they look good if they don't because we don't want to be mean, or tell someone that that color really suits them when it doesn't because we don't want to be rude. Whatever it is, I don't know, I'm coming up with all these examples about appearance, but there we are. We learn to manipulate because we want to stay loved, we want to stay liked, but we don't learn to connect to our true outcome, to what we truly would want, to what we truly want to display. And I think relationships is one of the best examples for this, because most of us don't grow up surrounded by incredibly powerful examples of relating.